Do you want to get a higher score on your next IELTS Task 2 writing? Well, you've come to the right place. Hello, my name is Adam from IELTS Band Up, and I was an IELTS writing examiner for over 10 years, and I've helped thousands of students improve their writing very quickly. In this video, we'll focus on a discussion essay. I'll go step by step for how you can write it. Make sure you check out the information section below. In there, you'll find a PDF with all the notes. And if you'd like a little extra help from me, my email, my contact information, any books I've written will be there as well. Let's get started. Now, as you may or may not know, there are 6 types of IELTS Task 2 essays. Today, we're going to focus on discussion essays. And for all the other types of essays, there's links to all of those in the information section below, so please check those out. Now, the first one is, some people believe that studying at university is the best route to a successful career, while others argue that getting a job straight after school provides a better start to one's career. Now, here's the key word you're looking for. Discuss both views and give your own opinion. Now, this looks very similar to an opinion essay, but the key thing for a discussion essay is you must use half of your writing, your body paragraph, one to talk about this, and the other one to talk about this one equally. And I'll mention this when we do the writing, but I think it's best to give your opinion at the end. That's what a perfect discussion essay looks like. Okay? The next one. Many believe that the internet has made books and newspapers obsolete, while others argue that print media still plays a vital role in society. Again, one body paragraph focuses on this, the other body paragraph focuses on this. Then, in your conclusion, you give your opinion. Okay, now, here's the one we're going to focus on for today. There's an ongoing debate about the impact of artificial intelligence on employment. Some feel that AI will lead to significant job losses, while others believe it will create new job opportunities. Okay, so again, today we're going to focus on job losses, why some people believe that, and why others think new job opportunities. That's what we're going to focus on now. But before we get started, I'm trying to choose vocabulary for a band 7 to 7.5. All right. Make sure you check the information section for examples of what a lower or higher essay would look like. That's key. This video focuses on structure. If you're looking to improve your grammar or vocabulary, there are other videos, but that's kind of your responsibility. So in this essay, I'm trying to address the number one problem I saw as an examiner, and that is people don't write well, or they try to use memorized formats that they've seen online, and that just doesn't work. Instead, I want to get you thinking. If you have ideas, your writing will be much better. And if you know how to organize your ideas, that's even better. My goal is to make sure everyone gets a band 7 for the task achievement and the coherence and cohesion, which is how well you write. The grammar and the vocabulary, that's your time. That takes more. Let's get started. Now, the most important thing we need to do is make a plan. Now, the number one complaint I always get is people say there's not enough time to write the essay. That's just not true. You have 40 minutes to write the essay. If you spend the first 10 minutes planning, that still gives you 30 minutes to write a good essay. And if you only write 10 words per minute for 30 minutes, that's still 300 words. That is plenty of words to get a band 6 or even 6.5. Now, let's say you write 15 words per minute, which still is not that fast. Well, now you're up to 450. That's where you start getting into the band 9 area, depending on your accuracy, range, and all those good things. But my point is, a 300-word essay is more than enough for most people. That's only 10 words a minute. Now, the reason is, if you write right away, what happens is people start writing, and then they stop, and then they go back and read, and then they start writing again, and then they think and they go back and check. So basically, if you start writing right away, you're probably going to spend 10 minutes during the writing thinking anyway. So why not focus your thinking on making a good plan, making notes, and then as you're writing, you can kind of get into a better flow, make sure you don't say the same things twice, because when you stop and think, you might forget what you said previously. But if you just look at your plan and keep writing, this is going to make a much better flow. Make sure you don't use the same words twice. It actually saves times. But a lot of people don't think like that. And a lot of people don't get the score they want. So anyway, let's get into it. First, we're going to focus on AI will lead to significant job losses. Now, there are a lot of examples for this. And this is my worry. Okay. This is my worry personally. I think it's everybody's worry. So I feel a little bit more strongly about this. So getting some ideas for this is actually much easier for me. Okay. But let me just jump into that. Automation of tasks, this means a lot of things can be done by robots. Increased efficiency, so fewer people can do the work that many used to have to. Companies will save a lot of money by needing fewer workers. We may have fewer drivers because of AI robots driving cars. Customer service jobs like robot servers, and AI in agriculture. All right, now there's quite a few, and we could think of a lot more. I guess a lot of the ones would be like increased efficiency. That I think automation might be a little harder to write. I'll go with these three. Because again, I want to focus on jobs that are lost. Now, this could be jobs for farming, right? Robot servers. I'm going to make this a little bit easier for me and for you. Okay, we'll focus on, we'll leave this one. We'll take out the agriculture. Yeah, we'll focus on this. We'll go with, let's say, maybe efficiency. Okay, so like for writing or something like that. Now, we have to focus on the other side, right? And how it actually it will create new job opportunity. Now, this one's a little bit harder, right? Now, remember, this is a discussion essay. You have to argue this side. You can't just focus on how it's going to take away jobs. That's very tempting to do if you feel negative about AI. Discussion essay, you have to talk about both sides equally. And even though it's a little bit harder for me as well, I can still do it, even though I might not necessarily believe it. A lot of new jobs could be created around the management of AI. AI could make certain jobs easier to do, which could free people to be more creative. It allows new business owners to start their new company more easily. We will need teachers to help train people how to use AI. And like I said, it's a little hard for me to think of a lot for this particular topic because, to be honest, it's a little repetitious. It's just a lot of AI-related jobs. That's the best I can think of, right? So we could say AI. AI could make certain jobs easier, which could free people. I can go into this one. It allows business owners. It will need teachers. I'll just go with these. Okay. Like I said, but it's my job to write these equally. Now, let's get into the introduction. Again, a lot of websites will do this. They'll take this and they'll just get you to change, right? There's an ongoing debate about the impact of artificial intelligence. There's ongoing discussion, right? The discussion. And then regarding the impact or influence of artificial intelligence on, jobs. Some feel, right? You just say some believe that AI will lead to a large number of job losses, while others think it will create new jobs. We'll just leave this new. And then this essay will discuss both views and give my opinion. Now, again, for those of you looking for a 6 or lower, this is enough. But when examiners read this, if you do make it perfect, they might think you're a 6 or lower. But if it's not perfect, well, they usually think you're a 5.5 because it's not very creative. All right. Instead, you can do something that's quite similar, right? Or it could be very specific. For example, I'm a teacher and I could say, there's a lot of, I'm a language teacher. So there's a lot of apps, right? So I could go that route. A lot of you are students, right? So I want to go more the young person route, right? So currently, I'm a university student, and with the sudden increase in AI efficiency, I'm very worried about finding a job in the near future because of fewer job opportunities. There, of course, are some benefits of AI leading to possibly better jobs or more jobs in the future. And then there was, however, there are those who believe that there will be a large amount of jobs lost. Period. This essay will discuss both views and give my opinion. This is much better, right? And this is a little generic, but still, it's good. But it's much better because you could talk about if you have a job. I'm worried I might lose it especially if you're in data entry or some sort of programming. Absolutely, you could focus on that. All right, now let's jump into the first body paragraph. Let's go with job opportunities. Here's a word that you can use for every opinion or discussion essay. Proponents of artificial intelligence state that it can lead to a lot of job opportunities in the future. Now, this is absolutely fine, right? You can leave it here. Or, right, you can add a little bit more. You can say, because, and then we can check our notes, right? We can say, new jobs, more efficient, right? And business owners, because it will create new jobs, make people more efficient, and allow new business owners to enter a market more easily. Much longer, but at least, we can see the 3 points there, and that looks very clear to the examiner. Okay, or any reader. Now let's jump into it. So create new jobs. To begin, new technology leads to new jobs, and this has been seen throughout history. For example, when the internet became widely used in the early 2000s, there were millions of jobs created that had never existed before. Now, I could go on and say a little bit more about this, but I'm trying to keep it simple, right? And then you've got to begin here, right? There's the first point. And then, for example, well, there's the example, right? I could also talk about the Industrial Revolution, how that changed, but people still found more work to do. Now I'm going to focus on the more efficient. In addition to this, workers will become more efficient, which may lead to other job opportunities in more creative fields. This was seen during the Industrial Revolution when many people worried that farmers wouldn't have work to do. However, many people simply found more efficient ways of working. So there's the second one. So beginning here, right? In addition to this, there's our second point. And this was seen during here. Okay, and now we're ready for our last point, which I think is the strongest about the business owners. Most importantly, many people will now have a very valuable resource to launch their own small company. A lot of people cannot begin their company because they don't have enough money to hire people to do a lot of the smaller jobs like writing emails. And artificial intelligence allows one person to do so many jobs effectively, which means someone can start their own business much easier. All right, now that sentence is a bit longer than I'd like, but I had to write. I wanted to say a little bit more. Let's just see. Let me just point these out, right? And I didn't really give an linking word here. You don't always have to, right? And their own. A lot of people, I'll say, like, for instance, we'll just put that in there. And then it's a little clearer, right? First of all, 4. There. Now we have it. Now let's just check. Feels a little bit longer than I'd like, but probably, yeah, it is a bit longer. All right, so 193. Now, it's the last point. I'm going to cut this point out, right? Because some of you, you just don't have time to write that much. So now we're down to 150, right? If you want to cut a little bit more out, right? The future, and we cut. I'm going to cut this out for everyone. I'm going to cut it right out right here because this is a little bit long, right? So there we go. And now probably down to around 170. Yeah, 170. Okay. So again, for those of you who need to get a band 6 or lower, you cut this off, 69 words. Now we're down to 100. Okay, which is really the magic number if you need a 6 or maybe 6.5, but that is kind of the magic number there. Okay. Now we have to do the other side, which is the one I feel a little bit stronger and worry about. It will significant job losses, right? On the other hand, there are many detractors to AI who state that there will be massive job losses. And again, we could be a little more specific, right? Because we do have kind of 3 sectors that I wanted to focus on. The biggest one was jobs created around, significant job, I guess, efficiency, right? So we'll focus on, like, because fewer people will be needed to do creative tasks. The biggest concern for a lot of creative people is that a lot of writing and programming will be lost. This can already be seen with a lot of writers losing jobs, and also for programmers, because artificial intelligence can do so much writing so quickly. Okay. Now, instead of so quickly, right, doesn't look as good because we said so quite in a much shorter time, right? Now we can get a little more specific with servers. Another industry that will be affected is the service industry. Jobs like customer service over the phone or even serving in restaurants could be done by artificial intelligence and robots. Lastly, the industry that could be most affected by this is drivers, which make up a huge proportion of the workforce. Many experts worry that in the next generation, AI will be able to drive vehicles, which means millions of people, especially men, will be out of work. Okay. And here's the last point. Now we can go back and we can have a look at our different section, right? So the biggest concern for a lot of creative people, here's our first point. And then this can already be seen. So there's our first connecting one, right? And then another industry. Go here, let's see that. And jobs like, so kind of giving some examples. And then the last one is here, lastly. And yep, here's the example. Many experts worry that, so on. So this one's quite short, actually. This one's only 145, right? So much shorter, much more concise. Could you write more? Absolutely. And again, we knock off 46, and then this is more than enough for a band 6. Okay, that 2-point idea, 3 points if you're going for, that higher band 7, a little bit better score there. Well, actually a lot better score. All right, now we need to get into the conclusion. Now, this is a discussion essay. So here's where we need to give our final opinion, right? And you should do it right away. In conclusion, while the future of AI could be promising, I feel that it will definitely eliminate a lot of jobs, which may lead to a lot of social unrest. I feel that this will be a bigger technological jump than the Industrial Revolution, because instead of machines replacing people, it will be computers replacing our thinking. This could mean many more jobs being lost. So we could stop there, right? And there's our final opinion, right? Now, I always try to tell you guys, if you check your time, right? You check your watch and like, oh my gosh, I still have a little more time. Well, now you can do a prediction or you can do a suggestion, right? How about I do a prediction and a suggestion in one sentence, right? If governments don't take proactive measures to mitigate the risks of AI, I believe that we could have some very serious social problems in the next 20 years. So there's this suggest I could do a longer term, I could say, maybe this could be just like another change in human history, but I am pretty nervous, and that is my opinion. You could go positive, right? Some people want to be positive. They could say it's just a change. People will adapt. There'll be new jobs. We'll be more efficient. There'll be more free time. You could say all that. I've heard many people say that. It's just, my personal opinion. I don't know. It's a little hard for me. I love technology. It's amazing, but I just think AI might be too much, at least for the short term. And it is a bit scary. All right. So there's our conclusion. I'll have a quick word count here. See how many this is. Right. And total is 477. Now remember, we can very easily knock off about 150 words between body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. So don't be too scared. Also, we can knock off here. So we can knock off this one. There's another 28 words, right? So don't be too concerned. I just want to show you what a good, like a really good, not great, but really good, like band 7 essay looks like. Remember, you can check the information section below for the PDF. And if you would like me to help you with your own writing, I do that. I can give you feedback, but all the information is in the information section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sure it was useful for you guys. Make sure you like it and leave some comments. And I wish you the best of luck on your next IELTS test. Bye-bye.